Hi, this is Cliff Ingham, and I'm here taking the Introduction to Interactive Programming in Python class on Coursera, and we're going to do a little video that's going to cover some of the concepts presented in week 0. So we want to make our own little program that does something, and we're going to focus on comments, strings, arithmetic expressions, arithmetic operators, and variables. So let's go. All right, so we're going to start fresh inside of Code Sculptor. So let's go ahead and start week 0 demo. Cliff Ingham. And we're going to do a demo using strings, operators, expressions, and expressions, and variables. All right, so in this program, we are going to find the properties of a circle with a known variable of a radius. All right, so we're going to create a program that's going to tell us all the properties of a circle if we know one aspect of it. All right, so you can see here in the comments we added some information that explains what the program is going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and print that. We need to add our quotes. So week 0 demo using all that good stuff that we learned in week 0. We're going to use comments, like you've just seen. Strings, which is what we're doing right now. We're printing strings. We're going to use arithmetic operators, arithmetic expressions, and variables. There we go. That's our title right there. I'm not sure how to create a space yet, and I don't want to go ahead, so we're just going to put a long, some dashes in there, and we'll quote that off. And let's take a look here. Okay, so we have a little underline there. We're good to go. Here. So let's create a program that is going to tell us all about a circle with only one variable. So let's add a comment here by adding the hashtag, and we are going to say enter radius here. So this is where we're going to add the radius. And we're going to go ahead and say the radius equals, and so let's go ahead and say, we'll start off with 1 with a unit circle. All right, so now we're going to add some other conditions. So define pi. All right, so we're going to go ahead and say pi, the mathematical equivalent of pi is 3.14159265359, and that goes on forever. But that's what we're going to define pi as at this point here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add create formulas that calculate various properties of a circle. All right, so the first one we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and say we're gonna name it. We're gonna name it Sir circumference underscore circle. And the formula to find the circumference of a circle, circumference of the circle is 2 times pi times the radius. And so this formula here is going to take the number 2, it's going to times it by this variable pi, and it's going to times it by the radius. All right, so let's create another formula. So let's go ahead and figure out what is the area of the circle. The area of the circle is equal to, and if you need to look this up, it is pi times the radius cubed. So we're going to go double multiplications to the second power, and that should give us the area of the circle. So moving right along, let's go ahead and type in the diameter underscore circle is equal to 2 times the radius. So 2 times the radius, and the radius is right here. This is the variable. So as we change this, all these formulas are going to give us different values. Okay, so the next one, let's go three-dimensional here. The volume of a sphere is equal to, and here's one where we're going to have to use integers or floats. So the volume of the sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed to the third power. And so what I'm going to do here is, if I produce this, it's going to give me basically 1. Because 3 is going to divide into 4, and it's going to round down to the nearest integer. This is using the integer. To get an actual value for this formula to work, we're going to have to put 4.0 divided by 3.0. And we're going to have to use a float. That's going to give us an actual value. And then over here, we're going to use parentheses because we want to make sure that the radius cubed is times all of this and not all of this times the radius and then that cube. So we're going to just make sure we're going to put the radius cubed inside of parentheses. And the last one we're going to calculate is the surface area of a sphere. Surface area of the sphere is equal to 4 times pi times, and then in parentheses again, the radius to the second power. And so those are the formulas we're going to use. Okay, so now we're going to print and display some of our results here. So let's go ahead and add another comment here. And what we're going to do is print values for properties of a circle. All right, so here we're going to use some strings to print our findings. So let's go ahead and start here. We're going to say print, and let's go ahead and use quotes, and we're going to say print the radius. And that's the variable that we add here. So whatever we add here, it's going to remind us what it is. And then below that, we're going to say print, and we can go ahead and put in the radius. So this is going to display the radius, and it's going to also show the value of the variable that we put in here. So if we test it, it says the radius is 1, which is what we put in here. If we want to say the radius is 2, it says the radius is 2. All right, so now we've already defined these formulas, so now let's just go ahead and print them. So what we're going to do here is let's just put in a little dash line to sort of separate our results. Just makes it look a little neater. All right, so next line, so let's print, and we're going to print the diameter of a circle. All right, and let's print, and then we're going to call this function right here the area of a circle. I called it a function, but I guess it's an expression. We're going to just call this expression. So if we go and test that, it's going to say, oh, area. Okay. So see, I have a misspelled circle here, and I typed circle correct here. That's not going to work. Computers only do what they're told. If it doesn't match, it's not going to work. The diameter of a circle is, with a radius of 2 is 12.56. All right, so let's go ahead and put in another dash here. All right, so let's print the circumference of a circle. So circumference of a circle. So let's print that variable. So let's call it back circumference underscore circle. And let's put another one of those dashes. Okay, so the next string we're going to do is we're going to print the surface area of a sphere. Surface area of a sphere. So let's recall that variable equation, and surface area of a sphere. All right, and the last one we're going to do is put another line there. So let's print the volume of a sphere. And the volume of a sphere, we're going to recall the equation up here. So that's going to be print volume underscore sphere. Just what we have here. All right, we'll put our last little dash there. So let's take a look at our program here, see if it works. We're going to run it. So the radius is 2. The diameter of the circle, 2.56. The circumference of the circle, 2.56. The surface area of the sphere, 50.26. And the volume of a sphere, 33.5. So that's our first sample program for week 0, using strings, operators, expressions, and variables. And so if we, as you can see right here, if we change it, if we make the radius 10, we put it in there, we're going to get a whole new set of values. You know, if we make the radius 25, we're going to get a whole set of values. And then so from here, you can plug in the radius, and it's going to give you a lot of information about a circle. So that's our demo for the week 0 project. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to download this link in this video to try it out, test it out, and feel free to get out your calculator and see if these are right. You know, see if these if this all works out. You know, one last thing, if I could, once we get taught how to put in an input field, you know, we could sort of make it where you just plug in the radius, you hit enter, and it go ahead and does it all for you. But for now, you have to enter the radius here, and then that's going to, we define pi. We've created these variable expressions, which calculate, these are formulas that calculate the properties of a circle, and then here we print, it tells us what we have, and then it gives us, it calls this value up. And so we have the radius, the diameter of a circle, the circumference of a circle, surface area of a sphere, and the volume of a sphere. So enjoy. Hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to try it out and tweak it and add your own, and give me some comments and feedback. Thanks.